Oh. I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Earl Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 160.
Now he has decided to get back at Canelo by meeting Crawford in his training camp. Benavidez joined Terence Crawford at his training camp, as the pair worked together and exchanged thoughts on the techniques they each believed were best to defeat Canelo Álvarez. Crawford feels he has a blueprint in Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather to fighters whose styles aren't unfamiliar to him. However, Benavidez is less mobile and therefore has a slightly different plan for beating Canelo. More interviews were requested from both men by reporters when asked about approaching the fight against Canelo Álvarez in a style similar to David Benavidez. Crawford emphasized that he's entering the ring with a set of skills and strategies he can adjust and adapt as the fight progresses.
Crawford looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting.
I'm not going there with one style in mind. I'm going in with plans and many other ideas, so it's fine if I add David Benavidez's strategy to mine. Canelo is great, so I have to step in with as many tools as possible. David Benavidez is clearly not short of ideas when it comes to Canelo Álvarez, a fighter he spent over 4 years trying to secure a fight with. He spent months preparing for any version of Canelo Álvarez. As a result, David Benavidez shared his thoughts on the Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford clash.
Throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you.
He moved up to the 154-pound category for his last fight and defeated Israel Madrimov via decision. He now holds the WBO interim super welterweight title. As a result, Crawford boasts an impressive professional record of 41-0. Canelo, on the other hand, is regarded as one of the greatest fighters of the modern era. He defeated Edgar Berlanga at super middleweight in his most recent bout. The Mexican icon's record stands at 60-2 as a professional. Benavidez praised Crawford's technique, but doubts his power will carry effectively into higher weight classes. To face Canelo, Crawford would need to move up through multiple divisions.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. And after this fight, what else are you going to say?
In a recent interview, Benavidez said, "To be honest with you, Crawford is one of the best technical fighters had ever seen. When he went to 154, I'm not saying he had problems, but he didn't seem to have the same power he had at 147, and he would still need to move up 2 or 3 more weight classes. Crawford is a one-of-a-kind fighter, but weight classes must be respected. I give Canelo the edge. Crawford has spent the majority of his career at 147 pounds, so he would need to move up significantly in weight to challenge Canelo at super middleweight." Benavidez, meanwhile, has long been regarded as a fighter who could trouble Canelo inside the squared circle. However, a dream showdown between the two Mexicans has yet to materialize.
This is a tough fight. You know, the top people ranked at the WC are fighting each other, so I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175.
The question on everyone's mind is whether Crawford's speed, skill, and technical brilliance will be enough to overcome Canelo's brute strength. Benavidez, who has been linked to a potential matchup with Canelo since 2023 without success, now has a clear stance on the clash between Crawford and the unified super middleweight champion.
Opinion, Canelo and Crawford looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that
I
battle?
have nothing to say. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question over here.
Do you use that for motivation at all? That Canelo's like, you know.
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight with?
It's worth noting that Benavidez was the mandatory challenger for Canelo's World Boxing Council title 2 years ago, chose to move up to light heavyweight after failing to reach an agreement with the Mexican icon. In an interview on the Ariel Helwani show, Benavidez shared his thoughts on the fight between Canelo and Crawford, seemingly favoring Crawford over the Mexican superstar. It's a good fight for both of them. I think it's more important for Crawford than for anybody. If anybody can beat Canelo, I think it's Crawford, he said. Benavidez also rated Crawford's chances of defeating Canelo Álvarez on a scale of 1 to 10, giving him a 7 out of 10. Crawford is good, and I think it's been known for a long time that he's going to fight Canelo. Crawford likes to move up in weight, so I'm sure he's been working on that for a long time.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
You and I are in a, I wouldn't say similar predicament.
Undoubtedly, this is the biggest challenge of Crawford's storied career as he aims to make history once again. He has already captured undisputed championships in both super lightweight and welterweight, but a victory over Canelo would surely be the defining moment of his career. Benavidez's 7 out of 10 rating suggests he views Crawford as a legitimate challenger, though not the outright favorite. His comments highlight the significance of this fight for Crawford, emphasizing the opportunity presents for the veteran boxer.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you, but it would be, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight, it would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and after this.
Ultimately, Benavidez acknowledges the high caliber of both fighters and anticipates a close, competitive contest where strategy and execution will be crucial. Benavidez's father, Jose Benavidez Sr., shared his perspective in what he described as a circus during an interview on Chanzadal's YouTube channel. I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo. Crawford is a small guy, to be honest. I really don't care about that fight. It's a circus. We already know who's going to win. I mean, anything can happen in the ring. Maybe Canelo could twist his knee or break his hand, but it doesn't make sense, said Benavidez Sr. in a chat with Zedel.
The only thing that my only comment would be I would be embarrassed to ask for that fight for David Benavidez. You know, so I mean, I just think that David Benavidez is too big. I think Canelo is too big. You know, I mean, I'm not interested. I don't think it's a fair fight. I don't think it's a kind of equal fight. You know, Canelo's just too big for Terence Crawford.
Then Zedel took the opportunity to shift the subject and question him about the negotiations for Canelo to agree to fight his son, David Benavidez. The trainer was clear in pointing out that by demanding $200 million, the message was that the Mexican champion is afraid. Well, it's even worse. You know, he wouldn't take a fight at 168, let alone at 175. There's no way he would face David Benavidez because he knows it. He's asking for $200 million. What does that tell you? The guy is scared, said Jose Benavidez Sr.
It would be embarrassing for me to even ask for a fight with Terence Crawford, you know, with David Benavidez. Come on, you know, it's embarrassing, you know? It's like me trying to go to fight Usyk. Come on, bro, you know? It's a big difference. Canelo's too big for Terence Crawford, you know? It's all about money. I think that Canelo does not need to fight for belts. He could go and do exhibitions and he'll make the same money that he's making because at the end of the day, you know, he's Canelo. He's worked so hard and people will...
Interestingly, David Benavidez appears to have accepted the reality of not securing a showdown with Saul Canelo Alvarez and has welcomed the fight between Canelo Álvarez and Jaime Munguia, despite his persistent efforts to be recognized as a serious challenger to the Mexican champion. Canelo's position seems unwavering, to Benavidez's disadvantage. As a result, in recent weeks, the Arizona native has shifted his focus toward new challenges in the light heavyweight division. He has confirmed his next bout at 175 pounds against Ukrainian Oleksandr Gvozdyk, scheduled for June Despite being named the WBC Super Middleweight Mandatory Challenger last year, a position that ultimately allowed Canelo to avoid facing Benavidez. Without risking his title, the situation has pushed Benavidez to explore other opportunities. The idea of facing Canelo is further complicated by Benavidez's demand for a staggering $150 million purse for serious negotiations to take place. Additionally, there has been an even more recent obstacle to the Alvarez-Benavidez fight, favoring Benavidez, who is 6 years younger, 6 inches taller, possesses a 4-inch longer reach, and is naturally the bigger and faster fighter, makes him appear more explosive, something that could heighten the 33-year-old Alvarez's concerns. It was recently revealed that Benavidez is open to including a rehydration clause in the contract. However, Alvarez does not see any benefit in pressuring Benavidez with a weight stipulation yet. A rehydration clause is a lose-lose situation because, after the fight they're going to say it was because of that. And then what? Then you're going to talk about that clause. When I beat him, they're going to say it was because of the clause. It has nothing to do with the fight, Alvarez said in an interview from his training camp home near Lake Tahoe, California.
Now is Benavidez. If you see my resume, I fought with everybody, so I don't have anything to say to that people because they never gonna understand that, because they see but they don't wanna understand. So I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I'm gonna still doing.
You also said Benavidez brings nothing to the table outside of 25.
Much like Ryan Garcia, who pointed to his 136 LD catchweight and 10 lb rehydration clause as the main reason for being knocked out by Gervonta Davis. Alvarez believes a similar narrative would be created should he outlast Benavidez. Alvarez is no stranger to weight clauses in high-profile fights. When a still green, Alvarez fought and suffered his first career loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in 2013. He was the WBC and WBA light middleweight champion at the time, but had to fight at a 152-pound catchweight. Mayweather imposed the clause after initially requesting the bout at 147 pounds and then 150 pounds before settling on 152 pounds. On fight night, Alvarez weighed 165 pounds, while Mayweather came in at 150.5 pounds and fought at that weight.
Fight night, David said he's open to a rehydration clause.
And then what?
Is that
and then what? You're gonna talk about that clause, and when I beat him, they're gonna say, "Oh, they put me that clause." So nothing to do with that fight.
Seems like a rehydration clause would put you in a lose-lose situation too.
Yeah.
Alvarez suffered the first loss of his career that night, which is why he is not in favor of such clauses. However, David Benavidez believes he knows why Canelo Álvarez is avoiding him. Last month, it was revealed that Benavidez would move up in weight to face Alexander Gvozdyk for the interim 175-pound WBC title after failing to secure a fight against the 168-lb champion. Speaking to the media at the Jorge Masvidal Gamebird Nate Diaz press conference in Miami on Wednesday, Benavidez explained why he decided to move up in weight. "I don't know what Canelo wants to do. I was the #1 contender to fight for the belt. I've been waiting 3 years. He didn't want to give me the opportunity, so I had to move up. I got tired of waiting. I want to give the fans all the best fights, and if he doesn't want to fight me, I have to move up in weight to find other fights."
Because they're gonna, after the fight, they're gonna talk because of this.
But there also doesn't appear to be anyone at 168 pounds outside of Benavidez that could bring you the money you're looking for.
No, but because I don't, I fought with any fighter and I win my good money. So, and I can do whatever I want in this time. I deserve it because I did everything in my career.
Benavidez believes Canelo doesn't want to fight him because he knows he would lose. "I think he already knows what's going to happen when he fights me. I'm younger, stronger, and faster. And he knows it very well. I think that's the reason he doesn't want to fight me, Benavidez said. In the past, despite Canelo's status as a 6-year undisputed champion, Benavidez has rarely spoken respectfully of his rival, meaning the pound-for-pound superstar might be tempted to break one of the unwritten rules of his illustrious career. The intrigue and war of words surrounding a potential Canelo versus Benavidez showdown began almost by accident.
Canelo is sitting in front of you right now. What would you say to him?
I'm not scared of nobody. I've heard everybody that's been in front of me, and Canelo's no different. And I will hurt him too, and I'll take all his belts. It's crazy that he asked for 150 million or 200 million to fight me, but he still has the nerve to say that I don't bring nothing to the table. So if I didn't bring nothing to the table, why are you asking for more money than you won in your whole career if I don't mean anything? Maybe after he gets that money, he could buy himself a pair of balls.
Canelo once weighed in on the matchup between his conqueror, WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol, and fellow Mexican Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. If it's Zurdo who wins the fight, I don't want to fight with Mexicans. I represent Mexico, Alvarez told USA Today. I think Zurdo has a chance to win, and I want him to win. Canelo made these comments in the build-up to his trilogy bout against Gennady Golovkin. Ultimately, the discussion became a moot point, as Bivol boxed masterfully in Abu Dhabi last November, defeating Ramirez by a wide unanimous decision.